This is Rudkowski of WeAreChange.org outside the Westminster Magistrates Court, and the decision has just been rendered that Lauri Love will be extradited to the United States. This case is very important. It has many implications. To discuss this, I have Tor Ekeland here who will give us all the details. Now, if you could just tell us this situation for people who never heard of it before, what happened with Lauri Love?
Well, Lauri Love allegedly participated in a protest over the suicide of noted computer activist Aaron Swartz. And as part of that, allegedly, a number of U.S. government computers were hacked and a lot of information was downloaded. In my opinion, it really wasn't any significant information. It was some employee lists and some credit card numbers, but nobody ever used those numbers. Nobody ever profited off this. But the government, like it quite often does in things that are related to anonymous, came down very, very hard. They indicted Lauri in 3 separate judicial districts, one in New York, one in New Jersey, one in Virginia. Long story short, he's looking at potentially spending the rest of his life in jail for something that, in my opinion, was a fairly innocuous political protest. So now what happened today was the first decision on whether or not he should be extradited to the United States. And the court held here that he should be extradited. Now he gets to appeal, so in a certain sense this is only the halfway point and we can't stop fighting, but that in a nutshell is what happened today.
Now, a lot of extrajudicial kind of activities has been happening inside the United States, with them going after particularly hackers, particularly people who are going into their systems and embarrassing them. Right. To me, this is a case of just embarrassment, but this case also has larger implications. What are some of the larger implications, and what does this say about the U.S. kind of intelligence branch?
Well, I think this is all part of a war over who gets to control information, and I think the reason that you see such a harsh, draconian reaction here is that people like Lauri Love and Anonymous threaten the government's total control over information, and we know through the Snowden revelations that they're absolutely obsessed with collecting and controlling information. And as a long, poor history in the United States, I'll mention J. Edgar Hoover, everybody knows about that, but essentially this is just another battle in the war over who gets to control information. And the United States government wants to be able to control information absolutely, and anybody that threatens that information, they deal with harshly.
Seems like another, again, extreme overreaction, just like we've seen with Aaron Swartz. What happens next in this case? The judge just ruled extradition, but what are the legal steps that will happen next?
Well, next, he's going to ask for permission to appeal. It's not an appeal as of right, as they would say, but it's my understanding he'll probably have the right to appeal it to the High Court. So there's going to be another extradition battle in the UK on this issue, and which kind of makes me wonder if the judge here, because she had a political hot potato, punted a little bit. If he is extradited in the United States, we have to go fight very difficult court battles in multiple jurisdictions in the United States. We're doing this on a shoestring. If you're interested in donating to his legal defense fund, you could go to couragefoundation.org. They've done an excellent job supporting him. I hope he doesn't get extradited to the United States, but there's a lot of work to be done.
Anything else you want to say about this particular case, and how can people help out online individually? What can people do not only to get the word out about this important court case?
Support Courage Foundation, put the word out, talk about it, educate people about it, and fight. Fight for this. Just don't roll over. Any little thing you can do helps. One tweet here, a Facebook post, talking to somebody at a party, it all starts to build up. You are an important link in this. Everyone is important and no contribution is too small.
Tor Ekeland, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.